Live. Sweet. Sweet, sweet,
Yeah,
sweet,
baby.
sweet. All right. All right. Well, Olga, thank you for joining us. I know it's it's a busy time of year, and so we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us. We really super appreciate it. You guys have been really super good to us and super gracious to us, everybody. And we're really excited to start to talk to people like you who make the magic happen. So, with
Honored.
that,
Thank you.
yeah, with that, Steve's going to ask you the first burning question.
It's the question. Hello, Olga, and welcome.
Hi, thank you so much.
All right. So it is an ongoing joke now. It is just, I don't know why Shauna suggested us saying this, but when will Terrifier 2 be released?
Well, word on the street is October.
It's something we say every time, but it's getting boring now.
I am so glad that I can finally answer this question.
Yeah, that's
do it. Yeah.
October 6th.
Yeah. We've got a date. Yeah. We've got a date.
That's the US date, right?
Say again?
That's the US, correct?
October. US, yeah. I mean, as far as I know, I'm sure Damien knows a lot more.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care because I've seen it. So.
Right.
Lucky. I'm so jealous.
All right. So just a couple of general questions, and then we have some questions from the ATCAS members. But how did you get into the business?
It was actually I took the scenic route, really. It's just been like I was always into fashion growing up. I was a total nerd. I went to college for economics and French, and but while I was in college, everyone always would ask me for help with wardrobe or Halloween costumes and things. So after I graduated from there, I went to FIT, which is the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York, for 2 years. And there was this class that was script analysis. So what they would do is give you a script, and you would have to come up with like what the character would be wearing, what the world looked like. And I just thought this was the most fascinating thing. So after there, I started wardrobe styling, music videos, then the commercials, and it kind of was like a word of mouth thing, and then I just did costume design and Terrifier. I started production design. So it's been like this whole amazing adventure finding my way through this.
Yeah, that's cool. Those are good resources to have. Yeah, I remember FIT. I remember that being on the. Yeah, that's super cool.
What's the favorite things about what you do? What's the favorite things?
I think for me, it's definitely storytelling. I just come from a line of storytellers. My mom and grandma love telling stories. And for me, the way I tell a story is through, like, say, a character's clothing. Like, would they wear a watch? How did they tie their laces? So you really get a sense of the feel of this character, like with all those little idiosyncrasies. And I do the same thing now in sets. So like, what would this character's bedroom look like? Would it be neat? Would it be messy? Fun things like that. Cool. So definitely the storytelling for sure.
Excellent.
Fantastic. So besides Terrifier 2, which we all know is your favorite project that you've ever worked on in your entire life,
ever.
What other, what have some have been, your kind of other favorite projects or projects that stand out to you that you've worked on?
So I recently finished another feature that I production designed called The Tannery. It does have a horror lean. And it's basically a set in the 1920s in a glove sweatshop in Hoboken. And the owner of the factory experiments with human skin. So it was really fun to create like a 1920s sweatshop and from scratch. But unfortunately, I can't really share images from there yet.
Yeah.
Soon.
Are you working on anything now or anything coming up?
Yeah, I'm about to start pre-production on a film that's like tentatively called The Zombie Wedding. I'll be costume designing, and it's like a zombie rom-com.
Zombie rom-com.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So zombies, it's going to be a lot of fun to create. Yeah.
Who doesn't love zombies? So how did you get involved with, back to our friends, how did you get involved with Damien and friends?
My good friend Anthony is an FX artist, and he got me in touch with Damien, I think like August of 2019. So in the something like that.
Okay.
That's how we started in 2019 filming. So I think it's like a really hilarious fact that I received the script and I read it, and I kind of like declined the job 2 times because I was like, you want to do what with what budget? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But I honestly am so blessed to have taken on this project because, Damien and I are like creative besties at this point. I met so many amazing people from the cast and crew, and it was just such a wild, crazy. I mean, the whole behind the scenes of creating it could be its own movie. So,
yeah, I mean, that's one thing. I was, lucky enough to, I just go like, what a collection! Like, how could you couldn't have put together a more just genuine, fun, cool, creative group of people. It's almost like a side note to the whole thing.
yeah, I think it's
You know what I mean? Like
serendipitous, like that this group of people, and it's rather small for the size project we did.
Yeah.
Came together that are so dedicated, so like strong-willed, like we just kept going when all these crazy challenges came up. So it's really amazing. Like, I'm really, really proud of this group.
It's just like a bunch of horror fans getting together, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, like, it's like camp.
That's what we should do, me and Sean. Let's get into it.
I mean, you're part of the crew, I would say.
Yeah, I mean,
like camp, but like
camp,
really hardworking camp.
Yeah. Job is like neat experience. I mean, and I think that certainly everybody's certainly experienced that in different times, whether it's work or in life, like camp, like you said. But I would imagine too that I wonder if that's more, if that happens more on like indie films, right, where everybody knows kind of like the common bond is to like sort of just dig deep and make it work. I think there's that kind of grind it out spirit.
I always refer to it as the war of art. Like, you are thrown into battle with very limited weapons, and you have to come out of it alive.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah.
Because the amount of just prep and like things, and then how incredibly rewarding it is to see it on screen and finished is like there's nothing like it's like the best thing.
I know everybody worked hard for this movie, didn't they? And it paid off. It really did.
Oh, thank you so much. Like, I mean, this was extremely, extremely difficult, but it was extremely rewarding at the same time.
The fans are going to love it. So the hard work will show.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And this is coming from you who has seen it. So that's the greatest compliment we could ever receive.
I'm happy that Steve saw it.
You are?
I am happy for you that you saw it first. You deserve it.
Absolutely. We know the locations of T2 were a little remote. Tell us about the challenges you had because of that.
So yeah, I mean, it was really far, and it's really far from like civilization. I would say.
Yeah.
So, like, if you needed like nails or wood or paint, so like you had to drive about like 40 minutes, I would say.
Or medical attention. Yeah.
Or medical attention. So, like for a lot of the bedrooms and stuff, I had to source locally and bring it up in a U-Haul truck that thankfully Jason Milstein, someone from our crew, drove. And we were packing the truck in pouring rain. We were driving upstate overnight. I mean, I'm telling you, it was really crazy. But we made it happen. So
Yeah.
it's mostly how remote it is from stores and stuff, like the conveniences of life.
Yeah, like if you need something, you can't just run out and get it. It was like
No.
you had to have every. So I would imagine, did you? I mean, I don't know if you're like a list maker or how, because I would bring probably a quarter of the stuff that I needed. I think she might have jumped off. Hopefully she'll jump back on. Let's see. Yeah, that's all right.
We've lost her.
Let's get.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, cool. I do make lists, but where the issues arise are the things that you don't imagine going wrong, or so I don't know. Prepared as you are. All good?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, sorry.
As prepared as you are, you're never fully prepared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I filled this trucks, my car, everything up to the ceiling, and it's still not enough. So you just have to be prepared for that. That's all.
Yeah. Just like me being prepared for this video. I was gonna say, I would probably definitely bring like a quarter of the stuff I needed, and then be like, start looking around the room, like, well, all right, try to be resourceful, which I'm sure there was a little bit of that too. Right?
Oh, there was a lot of that. And you also, I'm a perfectionist. I think a lot of creatives and artists are.
Yeah.
But with so many challenges, especially time, and the fact that most of our filming was done in winter time, so there was a lot of challenges with that. I think I had to learn to let go a little bit and just make it happen as best as I could,
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a learning experience for sure.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. That's always a learning experience.
Yeah, that's true. Everything is.
All right, now I have to get to this big, gigantic question that is just running rampant all over the internet.
Okay.
The Daisy,
is that the accessory of the year? Is it?
It's the accessory of the year. I think.
Yeah.
The Daisy sunglasses seem to be a big hit. So how did those?
I really don't know what the fuss is about. I really don't.
How do I not have a pair yet?
It's a strange thing. I don't know why these people are buying these things. They're just crazy.
Those look fantastic on you.
Those look better than your other glasses.
They do.
All the time.
They do. You should wear those all the time.
Good old UK eBay.
Love it.
£3.99. How much did yours cost?
So the one to ask that to is Damien. Damien bought those glasses. We were filming in Abracadabra, New York.
I'm gonna take these off.
Damien bought them?
Yes. So we filmed in a costume shop, that scene in Abracadabra, New York. If you're in New York, you should definitely go there. It's an amazing store. However, even though they have their own sunglass selection, Damien did bring a few that he thought were fun and put them on the display. But David kind of, improv that whole scene.
Yeah.
So it was really
these glasses have gone mad. You know that, don't you?
Oh yeah, they're all over, and I love it.
They're just selling out everywhere.
It's like things you don't even think about, or something like that. You guys caught it instantly in that trailer. So.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those things, it's like sometimes a lot of clients ask for a viral video, and you're like, you can't ever in a million years purposefully make something that's going to go viral. It just will go by itself, and this is like the perfect.
Just happens, don't it?
Yeah, you can't.
No, we are obsessed that everyone is so obsessed with it. I'm so happy.
Did you guys think that was a moment that? I mean, it was a funny moment, it was a good moment, but
it was a great filming moment, even to watch it happen, But out of all the things, I would never think that was the one thing.
That's exactly it.
And that's why I love it even more.
Yeah, that's my point. So those things are going great, and they do look great on you, Steve.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to get to some of the member questions here. The
Awesome.
ATCAS member here.
I believe it's me first, isn't it, Sean?
I think so.
Right, the first one is a combined, Olga, by Sean Cunningham and Steve Jennings. That's me and him, by the way. What is it like working with Phil Falcone? How many times did he shout at you? Poor old Phil.
I'm not. I was going to start with the stipulation that we're not allowed to talk about Phil Falcone.
We love Phil. We love Phil.
Oh my God. Are you kidding? We all love Phil. He definitely was not quiet, but he has the hugest heart. And the one thing I have to say about Phil, he's one of the hardest working people I have ever met. Leading up to even the first day of filming in Phil's basement was me, Damien, Phil, and Jackie. Jackie did so many things. She was in every department, but all of us were like, really, really working hard to prep everything. But Phil really helped Damien a lot with effects too. So he is just like, he's just in it to win it.
Swiss Army knife of producers.
I call him Mr. Terrifier.
I kind of agree with that name.
I don't know how many reasons, but
he's great. I mean, some of my favorite moments were Phil is just having conversations in his parking lot, like for 2 hours about life and things like that. He really is. He's really special.
The unsung hero.
Yes.
Fantastic. This next question is from Ronnie. So he asks, what is it like working with that unruly Carrie?
Oh, Carrie. Carrie is amazing. We had a very amazing time creating what we did together. So she's super nice, super sweet. I'm so glad to have met her. And I don't think I really realized how big, how much love there is for this movie and Art the Clown until I met all of you, and it really just made me understand how special this all is.
Yeah. Carrie's great.
When did you know
she's a mod.
When did you know about us?
I think it was somewhere I don't know, between 2019 and 2020 for sure. When we all joined on.
Yeah.
So I love it. I love it.
We've been going for years now, haven't we, Sean?
From the first movie, or when did it?
I don't know when it started. When 2018 ATCAS started.
Yeah. I still have the old logo. I still have the old logo sticker. Yeah.
I sent you that, didn't I?
Yeah. Back in the day. I think we were 20 back then. So that was
it's a lot better now, isn't it? It's a lot more professional.
50
Now our head of tech is here.
Yeah. You're in trouble.
Head of merchandise as well. Have you got an ATCAS shirt, Olga?
I want a shirt.
Yeah, we'll get you one.
Definitely rock that.
Yeah, he's the man.
I will definitely rock a shirt.
Yeah. DM the address and the kind, and we'll get one.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Honored to be a part of this group.
Yeah, too right. Is it me next?
I think it's you.
Yeah. This is from Polly. Hello, Polly. I met Polly at the world premiere of T2.
Oh, hi, Polly.
With her chap Steve. We had a few drinks. She says, do you like scary movies? If so, what is your favorite? Which one terrified you the most?
You want to know something funny? Growing up, horror movies, I was absolutely petrified of. I would refuse to watch them. And even I would be affected by commercials. I remember commercials burned in my brain from It or Candyman or things like that. So what really made me overcome the fear was working on horror films, horror sets, horror haunts. And just, I absolutely love making it. And my favorite films, I would say, that really made me fall in love with the genre are more like the psychological horror. And it's probably kind of trite to say, but Silence of the Lambs and The Shining. And it's because if you watch them, and I've watched both like 100 times, but there's such attention to detail in the background and everything that every time I watch it, even this many times, I see something new.
They still, with The Shining, they still analyze it now, don't they?
Oh yeah, and I love watching those analyzations too. It's just like fascinating.
It's just amazing film.
I really, really aspire to put that much attention to detail in something. Seriously.
Yeah. What is your favorite film? Is it a horror or
to me it's considered horror, The Shining, and Silence of the Lambs. And then like I was always into Tim Burton stuff. Like my favorite film of all time was Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
That really made me love film in general, just because it was so unique and everything.
Very unique. Yeah, Tim Burton's fantastic. I love. We love. Like we just watched. My wife and I watched Resurrection the other night with Rebecca Hall. She's fantastic. She's ended up in some really good sort of psychological horror movies, and she was just really great in it. It had Tim Roth in it. It was really good.
It was good. I want to check it out.
Yeah, it was, if you like psychological, check out Resurrection with Rebecca Hall and Tim Roth. Really good.
Oh, I also really love like old Hollywood, like or Turner Classic Movies. So like whatever happened to Baby Jane, The Bad Seed. Those are really fun to me too. And how they just did things before computers and all that is really cool.
From Steve and mine's era of movies.
Not true.
Remember the talkies, Steve? The talkies? No. All right, we have a question from this member. This is a hooligan. He's Damian Leoni.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
So his question, I don't know if it's a statement or a question, but he says, "So what?" We don't know what that means, so maybe you can give us some insight into that.
Wait, let me see if I could pull it up real quick. So what is something we kind of both, it's an inside joke. It's an Andy Warhol quote, and I'll read it here. Andy Warhol says that sometimes people let the same problem make them miserable for years when they could just say, "So what? My mother didn't love me. So what? My husband won't ball me. So what? I'm a success, but I'm alone. So what? I don't know how I made it through all the years before I learned how to do that trick. It took a long time for me to learn it, but once you do, you never forget it."
Wow.
So it kind of escalated. We so what everything. It's just because the whole process of Terrifier, we could have complained and sat there and wallowed. We were like, this happens. So what? Let's keep going.
Right. That's pretty cool. So you said that Warhol? Is that what you said?
Andy Warhol, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So if you ever see it like in our comment threads, that's what we're referring to. But it's also like, he's like saying, the world premiere is October 6th. So I'm like, so what?
Yeah. That's awesome. And that's not even a spoiler, so I love it.
Yeah, it's not at all. It was just like we learned that trick to keep going.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So our last member's question. He's not actually a member anymore. He's now a moderator for this group.
Amazing.
And he deserves it. John Ruff is Art the Clown's biggest fan.
Oh, hi John.
John's the man.
He's a star. Anyway, as John always does, he's done quite a few questions, 5 in total.
Sure.
Are you ready? What is your inspiration for Sienna's costume, and how long did it take to make it?
Ooh, that's a good one.
So Sienna's costume actually was much thought up by Damien. Like he already foresaw it after he wrote the script, So he and I both collaborated a lot on the details of it, like the shape of things on it, the colors of things on it. Her hairstyle, her makeup, where certain things were placed on it. I would say it took like a couple of months before filming. We had a fabricator come in to kind of mold the beginning of it, but it wasn't quite finished. So we were all struggling up until the very moment that it was on set the first day that trying to finish it. So it was chaos, but it looks great on camera. So I would say about 2 months, but it was always like, with all the activities falling apart, I'm sure Lauren has a lot to say about it. But she is a super trooper because we were filming in mostly winter time when you see these things. So for her to be like that in the middle of December, January, like she's incredible. So
well, that costume was planned for ages, wasn't it? Because obviously the original poster for Terrifier 2 had the costume, didn't it?
Yeah, and that's all Damien's brain, his creative brain. He's like
so he knew he wanted that costume, and it looks good on screen. So all good.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Right, number 2 question from John is, what is your favorite birthday dinner?
My favorite birthday dinner. Any dinner with friends and family is really great. I love Thai food, Indian food, sushi, just all food.
Absolutely.
You're in a great area for that.
A nice question.
That's all we need for that, don't we, really? Right, question 3 is, what is your go-to song when you are feeling down or tired?
Oh, Annie Lennox, Little Bird, I think it's called, or something bird. I want to say it's Little Bird. It's a great uplifting song. I highly recommend it.
Annie Lennox is great.
Oh, so great. I mean, I sometimes go on a rabbit hole of all the old music videos of that time. And a lot of those inspired me as a kid. Like they're burned in my brain forever, you know?
Sure.
Right, next question is from John again, is, did you work on Damien's cameo in Terrifier 2?
I sure did.
That's all you need to say.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
And the last question is, lastly and mostly important, you don't even have to answer this, is thank you for your hard work.
Oh, thank you so much. It was such an adventure, and I'm so happy that you all are able to see it very soon.
I did see one comment one question in the forum that I'll ask real quick. I think I'm going to get it right, but now it's not popping back up the screen. But it was from Robert Long, and he said, how many double costumes did you have to make for the lead actors?
None, except for Art, who had 2 costumes.
Okay.
So
Bloody and clean, or
yeah, like I mean, you always need a backup just in case, during a long day, there's like, you eat and things like that. Luckily, blood washes out of things. So
well,
yeah. For the most part, we didn't have more than 2 of anything, but most things there was only 1. Which is, which is dangerous.
Well, yeah, especially when you're, like you said, when you're sort of far out, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, so those were prepped ahead.
Fantastic.
All
right.
Well, questions.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
These were great. This was fun.
This was so much fun. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you joining us again, and hopefully once everybody has seen it, we can start to get everybody kind of back on, because we were, we've talked to everybody sort of from Terrifier, and then we started to, talk to people from Terrifier 2. Mm-hmm. So it'd be nice to sort of revisit, after the movie with some of you guys.
Believe me, there's loads to talk about when it's it's released. There is loads to talk about.
Yeah. Oh, I cannot wait to talk openly about everything.
It's endless.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
It will be endless.
Yeah, good. That's what keeps us going.
Yes,
we love it. So, thanks again.
No, thank you. This was so much fun. Thank you.
Yeah, DM your address. We'll get you a shirt.
Oh, awesome.
All right. Have a good one.
Thanks, Olga.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Think it stopped. Think we're good.
Are you sure?